I'm not really surprised that J-Hope's performance in the Paris Gala would actually create so much noise. It is J-Hope after all. He does anything and the world goes crazy. This one was specifically important and also significant to many armies, and I think just in J Hope's career in general, because it revealed a lot of things and proved a lot of things to haters and to armies as well. And let's go through some of them. There was an issue about opening the show. Instead of closing it, many fans, specifically some armies, felt that he should be closing the show because he's the biggest star in that lineup. And it is understandable. And I have to admit that for a split second, I also felt that way. And it seems J Hope knew about the sentiments of some people because, or at least that's how I perceive it. I may be wrong. I don't know him personally. Because he did mention it in his live stream, but what is more important is what he actually said. And I felt like he meant exactly what he said. He said that he felt it was an important thing to do. And he was requested personally by the First Lady to open the show because he's actually setting the tone for the entire show. He had to make sure that everyone was hyped and excited for the entirety of the show. And it's also a reminder of what kind of an artist he is, the perspective that he has. Titles, positions, and accolades, those things don't matter. He was there to perform and to bring the house down, and that's exactly what he did. The other thing is that it is a charity show, so he wasn't there really to show off and become the best performer or whatever. He was there to become a part of a bigger cause, and I hope that we will focus on that and appreciate that thing that he did. He performed 95% of his set alone. And 10 seconds into his performance, it became so easy to understand why. Because while others rely on spectacles or perfectly synchronized backup dancers or stunning wardrobe or other gimmickry, J Hope relies purely on his talent, on the depth of his music, and on his connection with the audience. His energy was so intense, he actually devoured the entire venue. He was so present, so into the music that he took the entire audience with him. He got the entire arena rapping his rhymes bar for bar. Everyone was rapping with him, everyone was singing for him. He may have opened the show, but I think everyone realized that by the end of the show, he actually owned all of it. Beginning to end, it was his show. And all it took was three songs. He took a huge risk. He opened with a more chill and slow rap song, but a very memorable one because this is the last song he released right before he enlisted in the military, and some sort of a temporary goodbye song for armies. But a tempo like that is not a very popular choice for singers that would open a show because you kind of want the audience to be hyped up, jumping up and down. For an opening like this to work, you're relying purely on the skill of the artist and his connection with the audience. But J Hope clearly wasn't worried. He didn't have to be worried because the audience was rapping with him bar for bar. Armies were screaming in between the lines, and by the end of the song, the audience was plenty hyped. And that is something that not a good artist can do, but only a great artist can do. He sang live and he sang live well. I think that was just an important thing to mention because there are so many fans out there bragging about their favorite artist singing live. But yeah, are they singing live well? That's the question. Well, J Hope did. He sang with no backtrack, and this is his very first performance with in front of a foreign audience, no less, after 18 months of being away from performing while serving the military. And he did it well, which is really the most important thing. He didn't lose his flair, he didn't lose his voice, and he did not lose his flow. Armies showed up. Army showed up, and he said during his live stream that he actually couldn't hear his in ear even after preparing well, making sure everything is in order. But during the mic drop performance, the army's voice, it was so loud, it was going into his mic, and that's what he was hearing. So he really couldn't hear anything else. He said that he didn't have a choice but to rely on his instinct to be able to perform, but obviously it was his performance was flawless. But I hope that the loud cheer actually sort of boosted him. I hope that he felt the warm welcome. And if I am going to judge it based on the funness of his voice when he was telling the story during his live stream, I would say that he did feel that it was Army's way of telling him that we miss him and that we are still here. And I hope that it is going to give him a big boost during his upcoming tour. I hope that he knows that other armies from other parts of the world will try to scream as loud to make sure that he hears us, because his songs actually deserve that kind of a celebration, and he deserves that kind of an adoration. The lack of acknowledgement. I watched the performances after it was uploaded, days after it was uploaded on YouTube, but right after the event, people on X already told me that the host, the MC, didn't acknowledge J Hope after his performance. If it was true, it was very disrespectful. But if it was true, it makes what happened after the show even sweeter for Armies and for J Hope, because it was J Hope's name that dominated the arena. It was J Hope's name that dominated social media, and it was his performance that was lauded. The acknowledgement of the host and other organizers or anyone else, actually, they don't matter. What matters is the acknowledgement of armies and critics who know what a good performance when they see one. It is proof eternal that you can never ever put a great artist down, especially if that artist's name is Jung Hoseok. Why mic drop? A lot of people did not expect him to perform a BTS song because he does have a lot of solo songs. New armies may not know, but RM actually stated that mic drop wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for J Hope. It was J Hope's verse that started mic drop. Later on, the song was remixed by Steve Aoki and it entered Billboard Hot 100 at number 28. And that was a very important milestone for them because it proved to everybody that they weren't just a one hit wonder with DNA. They actually, they're there to stay. And this song actually entered the top 40 and it stayed there for 10 weeks. And it all started with J Hope. So, yes, Mic Drop is an important song, not just for BTS, but also for J Hope. Really, who cares about anything else? J Hope is back. I think at the end of the day, the one thing that armies are focusing on is really just J Hope. He is back and he's about to release an album. He's about to begin his tour and he's going to kill it, and he's going to prove to everybody, to the rest of the world, how great of an artist he is, how sincere of an artist he is, and he's going to show everybody the depth of his music. And I think what's even better is that J-Hope is just beginning, quite literally. I hope that we can just focus on him when we hear people talking about the king of K-pop and this or that. Really, who cares? Who cares? J-Hope is 100 times the artist than 99% of those people that we see on the chart. So let's just focus on that because really, that's really what matters the most. I hope to see you in the concert. I hope that you have your tickets secured. I hope that you have your plane ticket secured, your hotel booked, and let's just have a good time. I am almost ready. I just need one hoodie, Man 2.0 hoodie, and then I'm all set. If you ended up liking this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can. Also, if you like this and if you like the community, join us in Patreon. We do have a free tier. It is a very welcoming community, lots of great conversation. If you have any unpopular opinion or critical questions that you want to ask, but you don't feel there is a place for you to ask it, that's a place for you. For as long as you ask it respectfully, you're good. Also, follow me on X and on Patreon. I'll see you there.